Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably heard whispers, rumors, and maybe even some outright speculation about one of the most electrifying players in the league today, Micah Parsons. And let's be honest here, Parsons has become more than just a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. He's become the heartbeat of that defense, a game changer in every sense of the word. Since arriving at the Star in Frisco 4 years ago, Parsons has transformed the Cowboys' defense from a solid unit into one of the most feared and disruptive lines in the NFL. His explosiveness, football IQ, and relentless motor have set him apart, making him not just a star but an absolute cornerstone for Dallas. I mean, it's rare to see a player at his age, at his level, impact every single game the way Parsons does. When he's on the field, defenses are forced to change their game plan just to contain him, and offenses struggle to find a way to block him out of the game. You look at his stats, and they tell a story of dominance. Over the past few seasons, Parsons has racked up double-digit sacks, forced fumbles, tackles for loss, and countless quarterback pressures. But his influence goes beyond just numbers. It's his leadership, his relentless attitude, that elevates the entire Dallas defense. And let's not forget, he's still young, still ascending. The ceiling for Micah Parsons is sky high. This is exactly the kind of player you want to build your franchise around, especially in today's NFL where pass rushers are king. The league is increasingly reliant on dynamic front seven players, and Parsons fits that mold perfectly. Now, coming to the big story, it's about his contract situation. And folks, this is a story that's unfolding right now and could have ripple effects across the NFC East and the entire league. It's no secret that Parsons is looking for that first major payday, a deal that reflects his impact and potential. The vibe from the Cowboys camp is that they're aware of his value, but as has become sort of a tradition with Dallas, they're taking their time. They're not rushing into a deal just because Parsons is demanding it, and that's something we've seen before. Remember last season, when Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's extensions were announced just hours before kickoff. That's the typical Cowboys way, slow, calculated, and strategic. And honestly, it's not just about being cautious. It's about negotiating from a position of strength. Dallas has always been willing to pay their stars, but they also want to ensure they're getting value and maintaining roster flexibility. The question now is, how much will Parsons demand? Well, insiders suggest that his new deal could easily push past $40 million per year. That's a staggering figure, but given his production and importance, it's understandable. Still, the timing isn't ideal from the Cowboys' perspective. They're playing the waiting game, hoping to strike a deal that benefits both sides. But the longer this drags on, the more fans and analysts start speculating about what the future holds. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's been some chatter, some speculation about Parsons' future being linked to a potential trade. And not just any trade, rumors suggest that the Detroit Lions, a team on the rise with a young, talented roster, might be interested in acquiring Parsons. Yes, that's right, Detroit. Now you might be thinking, hold on, why would the Lions trade for a player like Parsons? Well, the Lions are building something special. They've got Jared Goff leading the offense, a solid offensive line, and a defense that's improving rapidly. Adding a player like Parsons could be the missing piece to turn Detroit into a legitimate contender. According to some speculative proposals, the Cowboys could receive a package that includes a second-round and a fourth-round pick in exchange for Parsons. It's a tempting offer on paper, especially for a team like Detroit that's hungry to contend now. Imagine pairing Aiden Hutchinson, the rising star, with Parsons. That's a front seven that could rival the best in the league. They'd instantly become a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But let's be honest here, this kind of deal is more fantasy than reality. It's fun to debate, to imagine Parsons in different jerseys, but deep down, everyone knows that Parsons is a Dallas Cowboy at heart. and the team's front office, ownership, and fans alike want him to stay. And you know what? That's the reality of NFL negotiations. It's a mix of business, loyalty, and the desire to retain that special talent. Parsons himself has shown unwavering loyalty to Dallas. He's been vocal about his love for the team and his desire to win championships there. However, the NFL is a business, and sometimes the economic realities drive decisions. The Cowboys, under Jerry Jones's leadership, are no strangers to making bold moves, but they're also careful about how they handle their biggest stars. Jones and Parsons' agent have been in ongoing conversations, trying to find a middle ground that works for everyone. Now, some fans might be frustrated with this slow pace, wondering why Dallas isn't just locking up Parsons right now. But as insider Mike Fisher pointed out, a proposal of 2 and 4, a second and fourth round pick, for a player of Parsons' caliber is peak silliness. And he's right. Dallas knows his true value, and they understand that losing Parsons would be a huge blow. The team's defense, and frankly their entire championship hopes, depend heavily on him being in the fold for the foreseeable future. So they're taking their time, trying to craft a deal that makes sense financially and strategically. What's really interesting is the relationship between Parsons and the Cowboys' ownership. Despite the contract talks, there's a strong bond. Parsons has expressed his loyalty, and the front office is aware of how vital he is to their plans. The ongoing negotiations are more about finding the right number, the right terms, rather than any fundamental disagreements about his importance. It's just a matter of patience, waiting for the right moment to finalize that signature on the dotted line. Of course, this isn't just about one player. It's about the broader picture for Dallas. The Cowboys are entering a crucial phase. They've got a roster stacked with talent, from Prescott leading the offense to CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard providing explosiveness. The defense, especially with Parsons anchoring it, has the potential to be one of the league's best. But to take that next step and compete at the highest level, they need to keep their core intact, and that includes Parsons. The NFL season is always full of surprises, and the Cowboys are no strangers to drama. They've been to the playoffs multiple times in recent years, but the ultimate goal remains the same: winning another Super Bowl. The road to that trophy is paved with tough decisions, strategic moves, and a bit of luck. Keeping Parsons happy and in Dallas is a big piece of that puzzle. Because when he's on the field, the Cowboys' defense becomes a nightmare for any offense they face. And with his leadership, they're more than just a team, they're a potential champion. Looking ahead, it's clear that the Cowboys are going to continue their negotiations, and fans should stay tuned. The season is fast approaching, and the stakes are higher than ever. Will Parsons sign that historic deal? Will he stay in Dallas for the long haul, or could we see a surprise trade that shakes things up? All of these questions are on the table, and the answers will shape the Cowboys' future for years to come. One thing is certain: Parsons is a game changer and his story is far from over. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you believe Parsons stays in Dallas? Do you think the Cowboys will pull off a surprising trade to Detroit or another team? Or are you confident that Jerry Jones and the front office will get this deal done? Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news, because this story isn't over yet. The season is approaching, and every move counts. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Cowboys.